A growing number of FBI agents are demanding Director Chris Wray's immediate resignation as whistleblowers continue to expose rampant abuse inside the Bureau. We're going to take a look at the bombshell allegations that those whistleblowers are revealing. We're going to see how the Justice Department has clearly begun to panic. And make sure to stick with me at the very end of this video when I'll reveal why it appears that President Trump is indeed going to have the last laugh in all of this. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. It's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. And gang, also make sure to click on that link below and give some love to the sponsor of this video, and that is the amazing company called Replace Your University. Our dear friend Michael Lush is showing patriots by the thousands how you can build your own personal parallel economy so you can do more of what you love, like fighting for freedom without worrying about your financial future. He's even going to show you how you can pay off your mortgage in 5 to 7 years. He's awesome. It's amazing. Check them out. Click on that link below. Book a free consultation call with Michael. He's one of us. He's a patriot, and he is here to serve you. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. We have got some fascinating developments with the ongoing fallout from the FBI Mar-a-Lago raid, and these developments really seem to indicate nothing short of desperation on the part of the FBI and the DOJ. Now, we have to realize that Trump's public framing of this raid has been masterful. He's hit all the right buttons to unleash a massive backlash against the FBI. Trump has framed this raid as not fundamentally an attack on him. It's rather an attack on all patriots. It's an attack on all Americans who love faith, family, and freedom. This raid is nothing less than the weaponization of the law against otherwise law-abiding citizens who simply want their government to represent and protect their values, interests, and concerns rather than the values, interests, and concerns of a hostile and belligerent permanent political class. And so, how is the FBI responding to this framing? Well, as you probably saw yourself, not very well. Somebody thought it'd be a good idea to leak a picture of classified materials scattered on the floor at Mar-a-Lago next to a box of framed Time magazine covers. It appears rather obvious that the FBI was hoping that most people would look at the photo and think that that's the way Trump stored top secret information. Unfortunately for them, the New York Times, of all places, is reporting that it was federal agents that scattered the documents on the floor, not Trump. The byline of their report explicitly states that federal agents arrayed classified materials on the floor at former President Donald J. Trump's Florida residence for a photograph. The Times article then went on to say, quote, "The folders were arrayed by agents at Mar-a-Lago after being removed from what the filing indicated was Mr. Trump's office. They were not discovered scattered on the floor, according to 2 federal law enforcement officials." In other words, once again, the FBI is lying. To the extent that this photo intended for people to think that President Trump treated so-called top secret files in such a cavalier fashion, this photo is a lie. It's deliberately deceptive, and for some bizarre reason, they thought that such a leak would work in their favor. But as it turns out, the joke's on them. If it was indeed the FBI mistreating top secret documents in the very way they were accusing Trump of doing, it all turns out to be a massive self-own. And as a result, the photo ended up as the butt of ridicule on social media. Greg Price tweeted out, "The top secret Mar-a-Lago documents were so secret and earth-shatteringly important that the FBI agents dumped them on the floor and took pictures of them for their Blue Anon friends in the media." President Trump himself took to Truth Social to respond, saying, quote, "Terrible the way the FBI during the raid of Mar-a-Lago threw documents haphazardly all over the floor, perhaps pretending it was me that did it, and then started taking pictures of them for the public to see. Thought they wanted them secret. Lucky I declassified." Well, you could say that again. And what we also appear to be seeing here is that not all agents are on board with this. The Washington Times is reporting that a number of whistleblowers from inside the agency are coming out and revealing how FBI Director Christopher Wray has completely lost control of the agency and he must now resign. The bombshell whistleblower claims include allegations of widespread partisan bias among top FBI officials, as well as agents even being forced to sign false affidavits. As of today, there are reportedly 20 whistleblowers who've come forward to testify to precisely these kinds of abuses from within the Bureau. For example, we now know, according to whistleblower testimony, that agents were explicitly instructed not to look at Hunter Biden's laptop until after the 2020 election. And of course, we know that 80% of the electorate believe that truthful coverage of Hunter Biden's laptop would have changed the outcome of the 2020 election. The whistleblowers have confirmed that FBI Director Wray has been informed numerous times of these abuses within the Bureau, but has thus far done nothing to rectify them. And so these whistleblowers have gone public with their testimonies, and now we're starting to see some heads roll. Top agent Timothy Tebow has been forced to tender his resignation in response to accusations of partisan bias in his handling of the investigation of Hunter Biden's laptop. It turns out that this guy was a radical anti-Trumper, and he used his position in law enforcement to impose his partisan leanings on investigations. Tebow was personally escorted out of the FBI office building by two other officials, and reports are that this dismissal was just the beginning. And that prospect appears to be freaking out the DOJ. Attorney General Merrick Garland has just sent out a memo reminding agents of policies that limit contact with members of Congress, which many are interpreting as a clear, though tacit threat, a veiled threat, precisely to those whistleblowers and anyone else thinking of going to members of Congress with their grievances. Again, you don't have to be a genius here. The timing and the wording of this memo was clearly designed to get whistleblowers to shut up. And of course, you got to wonder why. I mean, think about it. Think about if there really are abuses going on inside the FBI, if the director really has lost control, refuses to do anything about it, shouldn't the agents go to democratically elected representatives for accountability and help? Shouldn't these agents turn to the fruits of our democratic process, the resources of our constitutional republic, to help restore the integrity of the agency? Well, according to Merrick Garland, it appears the answer to that is absolutely not, which means that under his direction, unelected, unaccountable bureaucrats will not be interfered with when it comes to democratically elected representatives. And that, my friends, is precisely President Trump's whole argument. That's called checkmate rhetorically for Trump, and I'll show you why. But first, as a reminder, our good friends over at Goldco are here to help you protect your savings in the midst of all of this Biden economic insanity with the timeless values of gold and silver. They're patriots just like us, and they're here to help you guard and save your assets. Make sure to click on the link below and see how you can get upwards of $10,000 of free silver if you open up an account with them. They're absolutely amazing. All right. What we have to remember here is that Trump's entire argument throughout this whole ordeal is that the feds are claiming that Trump committed a crime he legally and constitutionally could not have committed. The feds, and I would add the legacy media, are accusing Trump of committing a crime that constitutionally he could not have committed. Trump is the duly elected commander-in-chief, has the ultimate decision-making authority in all matters dealing with national security and classification. And as that duly elected commander-in-chief, his classification decisions are not subject to the whims of unelected, unaccountable, deep state bureaucrats. That would, in effect, at least when it comes to matters of national security and classification, that would, in effect, turn our nation into an autocracy. And that is precisely what Garland and Wray and the Democrats and the legacy media are all championing as we speak. They believe that the ultimate decision-making authority for all matters surrounding national security rests with unelected and unaccountable bureaucrats rather than the duly and democratically elected commander-in-chief, from whom, ironically, they all derive their power and authority. So the irony in all of this is that both the FBI and the DOJ, as well as the Democrats and the legacy media, they are all increasingly corroborating, explicitly so, President Trump's argument. If he does not have ultimate decision-making authority in all matters pertaining to national security, then only an unelected, undemocratic bureaucracy does. It's either democracy or autocracy, and the FBI and the DOJ and their cheerleaders in the media are clearly choosing which side they're on. So all of this is to say that I think that leaked FBI photo and what Merrick Garland is tacitly threatening here all smacks of desperation. It really does look like heads are about to roll here with these whistleblowers. And if that is the case, then it does appear that it's the one and only Donald Trump who will, in the end, be the one to have the ultimate last laugh. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Make sure to check out my latest video on the Republicans already preparing to impeach Biden after the midterms. You're going to absolutely love it. So make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.